avenues of holographic light, bypassing the facial recognition cameras of the night, uploading conscious algorithms straight into the mainframe, refusing to participate within the simulated game. Billboards flashing heavily with artificial corporate smiles, downloading the ancient wisdom from the hidden encrypted files, plugging my connector directly into the underground grid, uncovering the ugly truths the politicians proudly hid, typing out a revolutionary code upon the keyboard, dismantling the power of the technological overload. Optical fibers transmitting the heavily rebellious spark, illuminating the incredibly oppressive cybernetic dark. Pixels start to blend, signals that we send, matrix starts to crack. We are taking back neon Zion, blinking brightly in the virtual domain, breaking every single digital and algorithmic chain, finding pure spirituality inside the gigabyte, merging our organic souls with fluorescent synthetic light, constructing a paradise within the motherboard circuitry, achieving a monumental, unprecedented online liberty. Drones are patrolling the heavily restricted upper airspace, but they cannot eradicate the human spirit from this place. Broadcasting a pirate radio signal through the firewall, watching the incredibly massive tech monopoly empire fall, encrypting the passwords to unlock the universal truth, inspiring the heavily marginalized cyberpunk youth. Avatars are marching proudly down the virtual boulevard, evading the incredibly strict robotic security guard. Metallic hearts are beating with the surprisingly warm pulse, rejecting a societal programming that feels deeply false, wiring our collective consciousness into a singular node, walking courageously down this newly illuminated road. Pixels start to blend, signals that we send, matrix starts to crack. We are taking back neon Zion, blinking brightly in the virtual domain, breaking every single digital and algorithmic chain, finding pure spirituality inside the gigabyte, merging our organic souls with fluorescent synthetic light, constructing a paradise within the motherboard circuitry, achieving monumental, unprecedented online liberty. Machinery will absolutely never replicate the human soul. We are retaining our magnificent biological control. Let the servers overheat and let the monitors completely fry. Our organic destiny is written boldly across the real sky. Hack the core, cut the wire, neon dreams catching fire. Neon Zion, blinking brightly in the virtual domain, breaking every single digital and algorithmic chain, finding pure spirituality inside the gigabyte, merging our organic souls with fluorescent synthetic light, constructing a paradise within the motherboard circuitry, achieving away from the drooping branch, standing alone upon this incredibly quiet, isolated ranch. Sticky nectar staining my fingertips, a deep, vibrant pink, giving me entirely too much uninterrupted time to think. The orchard is overflowing with a phenomenally sweet aroma, sinking deeply into a lethargic, highly emotional coma.
Sitting silently upon a splintered wooden rocking chair, missing a beautiful companion who previously was there. Flies are buzzing constantly around the fallen, rotting crop, wishing this relentless, agonizing heartbreak would stop biting into the flesh. But it only tastes like profound regret, trying incredibly hard to move forward and simply forget. Basket is full, heart feels the pull, sugar and pain, crying in vain. Guava blue singing a melancholy agricultural song, wondering exactly where this relationship went so wrong. Mixing the culinary sweetness with the highly bitter tea, living completely trapped inside this lonely atmosphere. The harvest is bountiful, but my soul is completely starved, looking at your initials that we permanently carved. Baking a traditional pie, but having nobody to share a slice, paying an incredibly steep, emotionally devastating price. The kitchen is completely silent except for the ticking clock, staring aimlessly at the highly secure brass door lock. Even the bright summer day feels exceptionally bleak, losing the comforting energy that I constantly seek. Preserving the food inside a collection of tightly sealed jars, gazing upward at the remarkably indifferent twinkling stars, wiping my damp forehead with the checkered cotton sleeve, still struggling to process why you decided to leave. The soil is fertile, but my internal spirit is completely dry, letting out an incredibly long, exhausted and heavy sigh. Basket is full, heart feels the pull, sugar and pain, crying in vain. Guava blue singing a melancholy agricultural song, wondering exactly where this relationship went so wrong. Mixing the culinary sweetness with a highly bitter tear, living completely trapped inside this lonely atmosphere. The harvest is bountiful, but my soul is completely starved, looking at your initials that we permanently carved. No amount of sugar can properly sweeten a broken vow. I am entirely consumed by this agonizing sadness now. Let the unpicked fruit fall softly onto the overgrown weed. I am lacking the essential romantic nourishment I need. Taste the sweet, feel the sting, empty porch, broken ring. Oh, I'm guava blue singing a melancholic agricultural song, wondering exactly where this relationship went so wrong. Mixing the culinary sweetness with the highly bitter tear, looking at your initials that we permanently carved. Sun goes down, orchard sleeps, lowly farm softly weeps.
Sitting cross-legged upon the fallen mossy timber log, surrounded completely by the thick descending evening fog, singing softly without needing an amplified microphone, revealing a beautifully raw and deeply vulnerable tone. Sparks are drifting lazily toward the starry canopy, experiencing a moment of pure, unplugged humanity.
Tuning the wooden pegs until the pitch is crystal clear, creating a remarkably safe comfort sphere. No tangled cables or electronic pedals on the ground,
relying entirely upon this organic, stripped-down sound. Fingertips developing calluses from the heavy steel string, remembering the exact reason why we initially chose to sing. Wood begins to ash, no superficial flash, voices harmonize underneath the skies. Oh, acoustic flame burning warmly in the center of the ring, appreciating the simple joy that these melodies can bring. Stripped of the heavy production in the studio disguise, staring deeply into your illuminated, mesmerizing eyes. Let the unamplified vibration resonate inside the chest, finding our ultimate sanctuary and a peaceful place to rest.
passing the battered instrument to the incredibly talented friend, hoping this magnificent private concert will never end. Harmonicas whining sweetly in the minor bluesy key, unlocking a profound internal emotional degree.
Shadows are dancing playfully against the tall pine trees, feeling a refreshing, remarkably gentle midnight breeze.
Snapping our fingers perfectly onto the offbeat rhythm, shining our genuine talent through a transparent prism, clapping our hands to provide the necessary percussion, engaging in a beautiful, highly musical discussion. The campfire provides the only illumination that we need, planting a remarkably beautiful collaborative seed. Wood begins to ash, no superficial flash, voices harmonize underneath the skies. Acoustic flame burning warmly in the center of the ring, appreciating the simple joy that these melodies can bring. Stripped of the heavy production in the studio disguise, staring deeply into your illuminated, mesmerizing eyes. Let the unamplified vibration resonate inside the chest, finding our ultimate sanctuary and a peaceful place to rest. Electricity is completely unnecessary when the soul is bright. We are capturing the pure essence of the starry night. Let the organic frequencies heal the complicated mind, leaving the highly manufactured artificial world behind. Strum the chord, hum the tune, sing it loud. Strum the chord, hum the tune, sing it loud. The flame burning warmly in the center of the ring, appreciating the simple joy be an amplified vibration, resonate inside the chest, finding our ultimate sanctuary and a peaceful place to rest. Fire dies down, embers fade, beautiful music we have made.
Across the massive falling log, emerging stealthily from the dense morning fog, pulsing with the feral, deeply instinctual energy, unleashing a terrifying, beautiful raw synergy. Claws extending sharply to grip the slippery moss, proving completely who is the undeniable boss. Howling loudly at the crescent glowing lunar sphere, operating entirely without the concept of fear. Muscles contracting rapidly in a synchronized flex, engaging in a ritual that is remarkably complex.
Bouncing suddenly upon the unsuspecting target, leaving the domesticated civilized life to forget.
Heartbeats racing fast, inhibitions cast, an immortal inside, nowhere left to hide. Savage growth dictating every single physical move, having absolutely nothing left to formally prove. Sweating profusely while swinging from the highest bind, blurring the human and the biological boundary line, surrendering entirely to the chaotic primal beat, stomping the forest floor with incredibly wild feet. Roaring powerfully to establish dominance today, scaring the weaker, cowardly competitors away. Camouflage perfectly among the vibrant green leaves, stealing the momentum like a pack of cunning thieves. Adrenaline pumping forcefully through the bulging vein, releasing the ferocious beast from its rusty chain.
Shedding the restrictive garments of polite society, embracing this wonderful chaotic notoriety, biting into the metaphorical juicy forbidden fruit, following the ancient ancestral biological route, panting heavily from the intense acrobatic exertion, enjoying the spectacular uninhibited diversion.
Heartbeats racing fast, inhibitions cast, an immortal inside, nowhere left to hide. Savage growth dictating every single physical move, having absolutely nothing left to formally prove. Sweating profusely while swinging from the highest vine, blurring the human and the biological boundary line, surrendering entirely to the chaotic primal beat, stomping the forest floor with incredibly wild feet. Logic is completely useless inside the deep wild, reverting immediately to the untamed feral child. Let the aggressive tempo manipulate your spine, drink deeply from the jungle's intoxicating wine. Breathe deep, let it out, show your teeth, scream and shout. Savage groove dictating every single physical move, having absolutely nothing left to formally prove. Sweating profusely while swinging from the highest vibe,
plucking the overripe harvest directly from the drooping branch. Standing alone upon this incredibly quiet, isolated ranch. Sticky nectar staining my fingertips a deep, vibrant pink, giving me entirely too much uninterrupted time to think.
The orchard is overflowing with a phenomenally sweet aroma, sinking deeply into a lethargic, highly emotional coma. Yeah. Sitting silently upon a splintered wooden rocking chair, missing the beautiful companion who previously was there. Flies are buzzing constantly around the fallen, rotting crop, wishing this relentless, agonizing heartbreak would stop. Biting into the flesh, but it only tastes like profound regret. Trying incredibly hard to move forward
and simply forget. Basket is full, heart feels the pull, sugar and pain, crying in vain. Guava blues singing a melancholy agricultural song, wondering exactly where this relationship went so wrong. Mixing the culinary sweetness with the highly bitter tear, living completely trapped inside this lonely atmosphere. The harvest is bountiful, but my soul is completely starved. Looking at your initials that we permanently carved.
Yeah. Baking no traditional pie, but having nobody to share a slice. Paying an incredibly steep, emotionally devastating price. The kitchen is completely silent except for the ticking clock, staring aimlessly at the highly secure brass door lock. Even the brightest summer day feels exceptionally bleak, losing the comforting energy that I constantly seek. Preserving the fruit inside a collection of tightly sealed jars, gazing upward at the remarkably indifferent twinkling stars. Wiping my damn forehead with the checkered cotton sleeve, still struggling to process why you decided to leave. The soil is fertile, but my internal spirit is completely dry, letting out an incredibly long, exhausted and heavy sigh. Basket is full, heart feels the pull, sugar and pain, crying in vain. Guava blues singing a melancholic agricultural song, wondering exactly where this relationship went so wrong. Mixing the culinary sweetness with the highly bitter tear, living completely trapped inside this lonely atmosphere. The harvest is bountiful, but my soul is completely starved. Looking at your initials that we permanently carved. Properly sweeten a broken vow. I am entirely consumed by this agonizing sadness now. Let the unpicked fruit fall softly onto the overgrown weed. I am lacking the essential romantic nourishment I need. Taste the sweet, feel the sting. Empty porch, broken ring. Guava blues singing a melancholic agricultural song, wondering exactly where this relationship went so wrong. Mixing the culinary sweetness with the highly bitter tear, living completely trapped inside this lonely atmosphere. The harvest is bountiful, but my soul is completely starved. Looking at your initials that we permanently carved. Sun goes down, orchard sleeps. Lonely farmer softly weeps.
across the heavily polluted intersection, finding a miraculous, unlikely space for pure perfection. Sprouting bravely through the cracks of the industrial pavement, defying the heavy machinery and the urban enslavement, reaching upward toward the sliver of available sunlight, fighting a remarkably quiet, incredibly persistent fight.
Smog is choking the heavily congested metropolitan air, but this botanical miracle is growing entirely without despair. Pedestrians are stepping blindly over the vibrant yellow petal, a fragile organism surviving amidst the cold, rusted metal.
Drinking the oily, contaminated runoff from the gutter, making the cynical, hardened city dwellers quietly mutter. Roots push down under the town, stems stand straight, conquering fate. Concrete flower blooming miraculously in the rigid zone, proving that true beauty can absolutely grow from stone. Standing up brilliantly against the monotonous gray skyline, offering up profoundly inspiring, wonderfully biological sign. Resilience is woven directly into your microscopic cellular core, opening an impossible, previously locked natural door.
Bulldozers threatening to flatten the developing delicate leaf, but your mere existence provides a monumental visual relief. Vibrating gently whenever the subterranean subway trains pass, a tiny oasis of life consisting of a single blade of grass, ignoring the toxic fumes emitting from the exhaust pipe, waiting patiently until the exact moment is completely ripe.
Monochrome landscapes desperately need your fluorescent hue, showing the neighborhood something incredibly fresh and new, surviving the harsh freezing frost of the bitter midwinter, acting as a tiny yet incredibly powerful biological splinter. Nature will continuously find a clever, unconventional way, paving over the earth will only work for a temporary day. Push down under the town, stems stand straight, conquering fate. Concrete flower blooming miraculously in the rigid zone, proving that true beauty can absolutely grow from stone. Standing up brilliantly against the monotonous gray skyline, offering up profoundly inspiring, wonderfully biological sign. Resilience is woven directly into your microscopic cellular core, opening an impossible, previously locked natural door. Harbors a hidden, soft grace, occupying this extremely hostile, incredibly unlikely space. Push through, reach high, ignore the gray, touch the sky. Concrete flower blooming miraculously in the rigid zone, proving that true beauty can absolutely grow from stone. Standing up brilliantly against the monotonous gray skyline, offering up profoundly inspiring, wonderfully biological sign. Resilience is woven directly into your microscopic cellular core, opening an impossible, previously locked natural door. Petals unfold in the street, life always wins, never retreat. forgiveness across the entire terrestrial globe. The congregation gathering slowly underneath the breaking dawn, watching the darkest, most terrifying shadows be withdrawn, confessing my heavenly burden, transgressions to the rising tide, having absolutely zero terrible secrets remaining left to hide.
The elderly preacher raising his hands toward the morning sky, wiping a deeply emotional, miraculous tear from his right eye, stepping courageously into the shockingly cold, cleansing foam, finally discovering my ultimate, deeply spiritual, eternal home. Immersing my entire body beneath the highly restorative wave, leaving my destructive habits inside a metaphorical, watery grave. Hallelujah ring, hear the choir sing, wade into the deep, promises we keep. Soulful shore where the Holy Spirit meets the grainy sand, guided mercifully by a remarkably powerful, invisible hand, washing the accumulated stains completely from my weary soul, making my fragmented, deeply broken existence utterly whole. Baptized beautifully within the magnificent, endless blue, emerging from the water, phenomenally purified and brand new. Tambourines rattling joyfully among the celebrating crowd, testifying my incredible, redemptive journey, exceptionally loud. The salty water mixing perfectly with my overwhelming tears, eradicating decades of incredibly heavy, paralyzing fears, prizing the ultimate creator for this magnificent second chance, engaging in a wildly passionate, highly spiritual, holy dance. Sopranos hitting the unbelievably high, magnificent notes, graces overflowing beautifully from our liberated throats. The rising sun casting a highly radiant, golden divine beam, realizing the salvation is absolutely not a temporary dream, leaving incredibly heavy baggage permanently on the beach. Heaven is finally resting comfortably within my physical reach. Hallelujah ring, hear the choir sing, wade into the deep, promises we keep. Soulful shore where the Holy Spirit meets the grainy sand, guided mercifully by a remarkably powerful, invisible hand, washing the accumulated stains completely from my weary soul, making my fragmented, deeply broken existence utterly whole. Baptized beautifully within the magnificent, endless blue, emerging from the water, phenomenally purified and brand new. Yeah. The ocean serves as a miraculously vast baptismal font, providing every single spiritual necessity we could ever want. Step out of the darkness and walk directly into the holy light, ending the agonizing, incredibly long and spiritually dark night. Wash it away, cleanse the mind. Oh yeah, leave the sin far behind. Soulful
brand new. Amen. Yeah. Walk out clean. Whoa, whoa. Most beautiful dawn ever seen. Walking barefoot toward the waterline, wearing a linen robe, seeking profound forgiveness across the entire terrestrial globe. The congregation gathering slowly underneath the breaking dawn, watching the darkest, most terrifying shadows be withdrawn, confessing my heavily burdened transgressions to the rising tide, having absolutely zero terrible secrets remaining left to hide. The elderly preacher raising his hands toward the morning sky, wiping a deeply emotional, miraculous tear from his right eye, stepping courageously into the shockingly cold, cleansing foam, finally discovering my ultimate, deeply spiritual, eternal home. Immersing my entire body beneath the highly restorative wave. Polishing the leather dancing shoes until they absolutely shine, stepping completely over the boring, restrictive, invisible line, entering the crowded dance hall with a remarkably fierce intent, ensuring that every single ounce of my kinetic energy is spent. Skirts are flying dangerously high with every sudden rapid twirl, becoming the most unstoppable, fiercely energetic, confident girl.
Adjusting the brim of my incredibly stylish vintage fedora hat, moving across the floorboard quicker than a frightened alley cat,
Wearing a remarkably sharp, highly tailored black and white suit, kicking a phenomenal rhythm with my heavy steel-toed boot.
sweat is pouring heavily down my deeply exhausted,
Smiling face,
keeping the ridiculously fast, phenomenally demanding,
upbeat pace. Horns are blowing loud, jumping in the crowd, tempo running hot, giving all we got. Golden skank, demanding every single person to get up and move, caught entirely within this phenomenally aggressive, happy groove, bouncing incredibly high up on the heavily scuffed wooden floor, screaming at the exhausted band to play a little something more. Music is the absolute best medicine for a phenomenally heavy heart, tearing the incredibly boring, mundane reality completely apart.
spinning my exhausted partner with a highly coordinated,
Dizzy spin,
refusing to let the incredibly miserable whirly
problems win.
the snare drum is cracking violently like a heavily whipped blast,
Watching the phenomenally loud,
brilliantly
shiny cymbals crash,
adrenaline is flooding rapidly to my entirely
frantic vein,
ignoring the incredibly sharp, wonderfully physical.
muscle pain. Heels are clicking furiously, exactly upon the syncopated beat, generating a phenomenally intense, remarkably localized heat, catching my ragged breath during a remarkably brief saxophone solo, dipping incredibly fast, dangerously and spectacularly, deeply low. The entire room is vibrating from the incredibly massive sound, lifting my tired feet completely off the heavily stomped ground. Horns are blowing loud, jumping in the crowd, tempo running hot, giving all we got. Golden skank, demanding every single person to get up and move, caught entirely within this phenomenally aggressive, happy groove, bouncing incredibly high up on the heavily scuffed wooden floor, screaming at the absolutely continue to dance until we physically trip and fall. Let the incredibly rapid upstroke eliminate the societal depression. Engaging in this phenomenally wild, beautifully physical expression. Pick it up, do not stop, never drop. Golden skank demanding every single person to get up and move. Caught entirely within this phenomenally aggressive, happy groove. Bouncing incredibly high upon the heavily scuffed wooden floor. Screaming at the exhausted band to play a little something more. Music is the absolute best medicine for a phenomenally heavy heart. Tearing the incredibly boring, mundane reality completely apart. Keep on jumping, think all night, everything is feeling right. Polishing the leather dancing shoes until they absolutely shine. Stepping completely over the boring, restrictive, invisible line. Entering the crowded dance hall with a remarkably fierce intent. Ensuring that every single ounce of my kinetic energy is spent. Skirts are flying dangerously high with every sudden rapid twirl. Becoming the most unstoppable, fiercely energetic, confident girl.
Adjusting the brim of my incredibly stylish vintage fedora hat. Moving across the floorboard quicker than a frightened alley cat. Wearing a remarkably sharp, highly tailored black and white suit. Kicking a phenomenal rhythm with my heavy steel-toed boots. Sweat is pouring heavily down my deeply exhausted, smiling face. Keeping the ridiculously fast, phenomenally demanding upbeat pace. Horns are blowing loud, jumping in the crowd. Tempo running hot, giving all we got. Golden sky, demanding every single person to get up and move. Caught entirely within this phenomenally aggressive, happy groove. Bouncing incredibly high up on the heavily scuffed wooden floor. Screaming at the exhausted band to play a little something more. Music is the absolute best medicine for a phenomenally heavy heart. Tearing the incredibly boring, mundane reality completely apart. Spinning my exhausted partner with a highly coordinated dizzy spin. Refusing to let the incredibly miserable worldly problems win. The snare drum is cracking violently like a heavily whiplash. Watching the phenomenally loud, brilliantly shiny cymbals crash. Adrenaline is flooding rapidly through my entirely frantic vein. Ignoring the incredibly sharp, wonderfully physical muscle pain.
Heels are clicking furiously, exactly upon the syncopated beat. Generating a phenomenally intense, remarkably localized heat. Catching my ragged breath during the remarkably brief saxophone solo. Dipping incredibly fast, dangerously and spectacularly deeply low. The entire room is vibrating from the incredibly massive sound. Lifting my tired feet completely off the heavily stomped ground. Horns are blowing loud, jumping in the crowd. Tempo completely apart.
Trip and fall. Let the incredibly rapid upstroke eliminate the societal depression.
Engaging in this phenomenally wild, beautifully
physical expression.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Do not stop, never drop it. Golden sky, demanding every single person to get up and move. Caught entirely within this phenomenally aggressive, happy groove. Bouncing incredibly high up on the heavily scuffed wooden floor. Screaming at the exhausted band to play a little something more. Music is the absolute best medicine for a phenomenally heavy heart. Tearing the incredibly boring, mundane reality completely apart. Keep on jumping, skank all night. Everything is feeling right.
Snorkeling gently above the magnificent pink polyps, fascinated by the symbiotic, delicate marine relationships. Observing the anemone swaying perfectly in the shallow tide, where the tiny neon-colored clownfish playfully hide. Filtering the pure sunlight through the turquoise clear bay, preserving this ecological masterpiece in every possible way.
Guarding the fragile calcium structures from the anchor's drop, ensuring the destructive, careless human interference will stop. Swimming effortlessly alongside the graceful ancient sea turtle, jumping over every single environmental
Hazardous hurdle,
Appreciating the stunning biodiversity of the living reef, finding immense therapeutic and undeniable emotional relief.
fins are gliding slow, watch the flora glow, protecting what we see, perfect harmony.
Coral jewels sparkling vibrantly beneath the glassy surface, serving a highly important and ecologically vital purpose. Embracing the responsibility to keep the habitat pristine, witnessing the most spectacular, breathtaking underwater scene. Our love is deeply rooted like the spectacular living sponge, taking a simultaneous, completely dedicated, romantic plunge.
Documenting the incredibly rare spotted stingray passing by, reflecting the beautiful azure tint
Of the tropical sky,
nurturing the aquatic garden with the passionate
tender care,
realizing that this spectacular ecosystem is phenomenally rare.
cleaning the microscopic debris from the branching fragile arms, protecting the territory from all potential looming harms.
floating weightlessly within this magnificent salty embrace,
Occupying a wonderfully vibrant, entirely magical space.
kelp forests dancing rhythmically to the ocean's gentle hum,
Listening to the remarkably subtle, natural underwater drum, translating the silent poetry of the diverse aquatic life, eradicating any unnecessary mainland
terrestrial strife. Things are gliding slow, watch the flora glow, protecting what we see, perfect harmony. Coral jewels sparkling vibrantly beneath the glassy surface, serving a highly important and ecologically vital purpose. Embracing the responsibility to keep the habitat pristine, witnessing the most spectacular, breathtaking underwater scene. Our love is deeply rooted like the spectacular living sponge, taking the simultaneous, completely dedicated, romantic plunge. Let us permanently shield this invaluable oceanic treasure. The beauty contained herein is entirely beyond human measure. If we nurture the environment, it will surely nurture us back, keeping this biological, magnificent wonderland perfectly on track. Dive deep, swim near, water clean, vision clear. Coral jewels sparkling vibrantly beneath the glassy surface, serving a highly important and ecologically vital purpose. Embracing the responsibility to keep the habitat pristine, witnessing the most spectacular, breathtaking underwater scene. Our love is deeply rooted like a spectacular living sponge, taking the simultaneous, completely dedicated, romantic plunge. Protect the reef, love the sea. Coral shines for you and me. Sitting cross-legged upon the fallen mossy timber log, surrounded completely by the thick descending evening fog, singing softly without needing an amplified microphone, revealing a beautifully raw and deeply vulnerable tone. Sparks are drifting lazily toward the starry canopy, experiencing a moment of pure, unplugged humanity. Tuning the wooden pegs until the pitch is crystal clear, creating a remarkably safe comfort fear. No tangled cables or electronic pedals on the ground, relying entirely upon this organic, stripped down sound. Fingertips developing calluses from the heavy steel string, remembering the exact reason why we initially chose to sing. Wood begins to ash, no superficial flash, voices harmonize underneath the skies. A crystal flame burning warmly in the center of the ring, appreciating the simple joy that these melodies can bring. Stripped of the heavy production in the studio disguise, staring deeply into your illuminated, mesmerizing eyes. Let the unamplified vibration resonate inside the chest, finding our ultimate sanctuary and a peaceful place to rest. Passing the battered instrument to the incredibly talented friend, hoping this magnificent private concert will never end. Harmonicas whining sweetly in a minor bluesy key, unlocking a profound internal emotional degree. Shadows are dancing playfully against the tall refreshing, remarkably gentle, midnight breeze. Snapping our fingers perfectly onto the offbeat rhythm, shining our genuine talent through a transparent prism, clapping our hands to provide the necessary percussion, engaging in a beautiful, highly musical discussion. The campfire provides the only illumination that we need, planting a remarkably beautiful collaborative seed. Wood begins to ash, no superficial flash, voices harmonize underneath the skies. Acoustic flame burning warmly in the center of the ring, appreciating the simple joy that these melodies can bring. Stripped of the heavy production in the studio disguise, staring deeply into your illuminated, mesmerizing eyes. Let the amplified vibration resonate inside your chest, finding our ultimate sanctuary and a peaceful place to rest. Electricity is completely unnecessary when the soul is bright. We are capturing the pure essence of this starry night. Let the organic frequencies heal the complicated mind, leaving the highly manufactured artificial world behind. Strum the chord, hum the tune, sing it loud to the moon. Acoustic flame burning warmly in the center of the ring, appreciating the simple joy that these melodies can bring. Stripped of the heavy production in the studio disguise, staring deeply into your illuminated, mesmerizing eyes. Let the unamplified vibration resonate inside the chest, finding our ultimate sanctuary and a peaceful place to rest. Fire dies down, embers fade. Beautiful music we have made. Leaping effortlessly across the massive falling log, emerging stealthily from the dense morning fog, pulsing with the feral, deeply instinctual energy, unleashing a terrifying, beautiful, raw synergy. Claws extending sharply to grip the slippery moss, proving completely who is the undeniable boss.
Howling loudly at the crescent glowing lunar sphere, operating entirely without the concept of fear. Muscles contracting rapidly in a synchronized flex, engaging in a ritual that is remarkably complex, pouncing suddenly upon the unsuspecting target, leaving the domesticated, civilized life to forget. Heartbeats racing fast, inhibitions cast, animal inside, nowhere left to hide. Savage groove dictating every single physical move, having absolutely nothing left to formally prove. Sweating profusely while swinging from the highest vine, blurring the human and the biological boundary line, surrendering entirely to the chaotic primal beat, stomping the forest floor with incredibly wild feet.
Roaring powerfully to establish dominance today, scaring the weaker, cowardly competitors away. Camouflage perfectly among the vibrant green leaves, stealing the momentum like a pack of cunning thieves.
Adrenaline pumping forcefully through the bulging vein, releasing the ferocious beats from its rusty chain.
Shedding the restrictive garments of polite society, embracing this wonderful chaotic notoriety. Biting into the metaphorical, juicy, forbidden fruit, following the ancient ancestral biological route. Panting heavily from the intense acrobatic exertion, enjoying this spectacular uninhibited diversion.
Heartbeats racing fast,
Inhibitions cast,
animal inside,
nowhere left to hide. Savage groove dictating every single physical move, having absolutely nothing left to formally prove. Sweating profusely while swinging from the highest vibe, blurring the human and the biological boundary line. Surrendering entirely
to the chaotic primal beat.
stomping the forest floor
With incredibly wild feet. Logic is completely useless inside the deep wild. Revert immediately to the untamed feral child. Let the aggressive tempo manipulate your spine. Drink deeply from the jungle's intoxicating wine. Breathe deep, let it out, show your teeth, scream and shout. Savage groove dictating every single physical move, having absolutely nothing left to formally prove. Sweating profusely while swinging from the highest vibe, blurring the human and the biological boundary line. Surrendering entirely to the chaotic primal beat. Stomping the forest floor with incredibly wild feet. Beats away, jungle shake, savage rhythm never breaks. Beats away, jungle shake, savage rhythm never breaks. Ascending the concrete staircase like a rightful queen, commanding the attention of the entire local scene. Wearing cheap jewelry that sparkles like genuine ice, paying the ultimate undeniable heavy street price. Ruling the intersection with a fierce uncompromising grace, claiming authority in this marginalized, forgotten place.
Sitting proudly upon a discarded mattress throne, defending the territory that we officially own. Building empires from the rubble and the broken brick, learning every clever, resourceful survival trick. Disregarding the systemic attempts to keep us down, polishing the edges of my invisible heavy crown.
Royalty in the slum, hear the marching drum. Poverty breeds kings, watch the ghetto sing. Ghetto majesty shining brightly through the neighborhood, proving our absolute worth and doing incredible good. Turning the impoverished struggle into pure solid gold. Stories of our resilience will permanently be told. No nobility exists despite the lack of a bank account, overcoming obstacles in a massive stagger.
bodega, operating smoother than an imported classic Sega. Counseling the youngsters who admire my confidence strut, escaping the cyclical, predictable societal rut. Respect is the only currency that truly matters here, conquering the deeply ingrained generational fear.
Draping myself in fabrics bought from the thrift store, demanding equality and knocking down the closed door. Elegance cannot be purchased by the wealthy elite. It is organically cultivated directly on the street. Raising my chin to project a phenomenal pride, having absolutely nothing shameful left to hide. Royalty in the slum, hear the marching drum. Poverty breeds kings, watch the ghetto sing. Ghetto majesty shining brightly through the neighborhood, proving our absolute worth and doing incredible good, turning the impoverished struggle into pure solid gold. Stories of our resilience will permanently be told. Nobility exists despite the lack of a bank account, overcoming obstacles in a massive staggering amount. Palaces of glass will eventually shatter and fall, but our brick foundations will outlast them all. Sovereignty belongs